Hey guys, welcome to Thewitchesvoice. Voice. I'm your Friday host, Cecil1980, and as you can probably tell, this video is being done on my laptop, and I have my headsets because my laptop's mic does not work right. So you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But yeah, and this week's topic is paranormal experiences. Okay, before I start, I just want to say happy Halloween and happy Samhain for everybody. It was yesterday, but I still want to, say that. Had a great time. Went to Coco Walk, which is in Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida. And it's really great because on Halloween, Coco Walk actually becomes like a giant block party, similar to what Mardi Gras, I guess, looks like. Just that there's no parades. But everybody's in costume and there's music and it's really cool. Anyways, paranormal experiences, right? Well, I remember when I was about 6 or 7, I started hearing voices. I could not hear what they were saying. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I could hear. It was mostly like whispering. I couldn't really hear what they were saying. They weren't telling me anything in particular. It was more like if I could hear a conversation that was happening in another room. That's the best way I can describe it. But I guess it scared me enough that I did not want to hear it, and I stopped. After a while, it stopped happening. Excuse me. Then after about, I think, then after that, I never really had anything like as a child, as a young child. The most I had was doors would open and shut on their own in my house, in my old house, the one that I grew up in, the one that I grew up on, grew up on. Every once in a blue moon, it wasn't very often. Oh, my mom had my mom used to be Catholic, and my mom used to have this like bookcase. Well, it's not a bookcase. If you go to any like Hispanic Catholic household, 90% of the time they'll have this, and that is that they'll have like it's like a bookshelf, but it's really like ornate bookshelf, and they'll have the saints on it, like Santa Maria, Saint Lazarus, and all the jazz. And they'll have that, and then they'll have like little things like coin, like Saint Lazarus would always have San Lazaro always has pennies, because that's his offering. You always give him pennies, and there's a bunch of other stuff, but don't worry about it. That's not the point. The point is that that's a very common thing to have in a Hispanic Catholic household, and my mom had that literally at the wall right next to my door. And I remember one time that I was walking through my door, like I had just passed the threshold, and I hear this giant clash, this giant like something like huge just fell, and I turn around and it's my mom's altar, my mom's Catholic altar, just completely came right down and fell. Funny thing is that the dolls are the effigies are porcelain. They're really porcelain and very fragile. None of them were hurt. They were all in one piece. And the only thing that was kind of creepy was that the eyes, I think, of the Virgin Mary had broken, but instead of breaking out, they broke in, which was really creepy because it's like you see a hole where the eye should be, and then you see an eye in the background, which is really creepy. But that was the only other thing that happened, because that was bolted to the wall, and my dad's my dad would knows what he's doing when he's putting this stuff up, and knows to put it on on a wood, where the wood is, and not where it's just plaster or what have you, or formica or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So we were all like freaked out, like what's going on, and um, I forgot what happened. My mom found out that it was like a spirit in the house. My mom did a cleansing and all that stuff because my mom was Catholic, and you know that was totally cool at the time. Um, which I'm not gonna go into the detail of what the cleansing involved. It was very elaborate. That's all I'm gonna say. And everybody in the house had to participate, which that was fun because it was really like I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It involved birds. That's all I'm gonna say. Pigeons. No, we did not kill them. They're very, as far as I know, we left them very much alive. But anyways, no. The point of the story is that that was like one of the paranormal experiences, and then we got rid of whatever was there. It left the house. Um, what else? What else? Other than that, the only other experience that I had was when I had already been married. Yes, I'm divorced. I was married. Now I'm divorced. Well, I've been divorced for over 5 years. But while I was married, my ex-husband would always let me drive his car because I didn't have a car at the time. I don't have a car now. Anyways, but he would let me his truck. So I'm driving and I'm at this stoplight, which is a place that I've been to several times. It's a very common area where I would always be driving. The only difference was that it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was in my car by myself. So all the stores around, any place, it wasn't a the area itself, like the street, the cross streets, were not residential. They were businesses, and they were all closed. So I'm there, and I'm in the turning lane from, if you have it like that, I'm literally doing this and turning into the next street. So I'm waiting for the light to turn green to have the turning signal, so then I can turn in. And you're seeing it backwards while I'm doing this. But don't worry about it. The point of the story is, I'm the only person on that street in my car. And then all of a sudden, a car comes up to my right side. And I guess you could say, you know how you have that feeling of, when you have that feeling in the back of your head, you're going, don't turn your head. Don't look in that direction. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you do it anyways. That's what happened. So this car, and it looks like a little sports car, little red sports car. That's what it looks like. That's how I remember it. I turn and I look. I don't turn the car, but I mean I turn my head and I look at who's at the driver. Now the driver's by himself, but it's so dark where I'm at that I see only what looks like a bit of a silhouette. Well, more of a silhouette than anything else of the driver. Okay? And like I said, all I see is a silhouette. And as I see the silhouette, I see what looks like another being or another person coming out of the silhouette of this person who's holding onto the wheel of the car, because I can see the hand of the car. And he, like, whatever it is comes out of him, turns its head and looks directly at me. And I literally, like, just, have you ever had that, like, your heart's like right here and then it goes straight down and then it goes right back up and then it goes straight, like, you're like, excuse me. And it was one of those moments that I was like, I'm definitely scared shitless, but did I just see what I think I just saw? And I literally turned back, looked at the light, the turning signal had turned green, and I just went. I was like, I ain't gonna communicate, talk to, or what have you. And I wasn't scared that it was following me or that it got in the car, because of the fact that when because I've always been taught, or I've always known, that ghosts cannot cross water, and I had to cross a bridge. So I was like, okay, I'm good. If I cross the bridge, then I should be fine. And lo and behold, nothing followed me home. Now, I never investigated it or found out if like there was an accident there many years ago. I never bothered because it was just like one of those just happened. And I've never been there again around that time, like during like around 3 in the morning, give or take. I've never gone back to see if it happened again, if it was like one of those non-intelligent spirits that just continue doing the same act over and over again. Other than that, the only other thing that's ever happened to me on a regular basis is during this time of the year, um, my dad comes by and lets himself be known. One of the things that happens is it doesn't always happen, but well, to let us know that he's there. Um, I'll like well my mom more because my mom's has a better sense of smell than me. uh, she'll smell his cologne during this time of year. Um, in different places around the house. Um, she'll just know that he's she'll just be like, oh yeah, like she'll start seeing things, or not seeing things as in like seeing apparitions, but seeing things as in like um things will be placed incorrectly in certain places, but it'll be the way that my dad used to have it. Um, and my thing that happens to me is that um at night, mainly at night, because that's when everything gets quiet and your brain basically starts getting in that central mood, because there's nothing to disturb your to keep you distracted from any kind of spirits or the other realms. um I'll feel my dad around me around this time, and almost like if he's trying to talk to me. And I've spoken to him, like I've sat up and just talked to him just to talk to him, which usually feels great. And I can tell it's him because it's a very warming feeling. It's not a feeling of it's a feeling of being watched, but it's not a feeling of being watched in a creepy way, sort of like a very protective, loving kind of way. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. I really don't have any other paranormal experiences that I can remember. Um, though I might be doing another video of the same subject later on in the week in my actual channel, only because I might be doing something spooky this week. So I might be doing a video for it, or a video because of it. So let's find out, shall we? Let's see if it happens. But other than that, that'll be all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please, I hope you had a great Halloween if you don't practice Samhain, or if you don't celebrate the witch's holiday, but you love anything paranormal. Happy Halloween! And if you are a witch and or a Wiccan and celebrate Samhain, then happy Samhain. And yeah, that'll be all, guys. I'll see you guys around.